How's it going, everyone? This is your Astrology Horoscope for the weekend of June 1st and 2nd, 2024. I'm astrologer Alex Skyles, and welcome to the Moon Base. Hope you guys had a great week. Happy weekend. Good to be here with all of you as usual. If you're new here, subscribe to my channel, like this video, leave a comment, say what's up. Find me on all the social media platforms where you will find the links in the description of this video to all of my social media, along with my booking website where you can book for my reading sale. That's going to be going on until June 21st. And we're moving into the second week of June. That's being booked. So jump on that when you can, and I will see you there. So this weekend is going to be super dynamic. We're talking super interesting. And I just want to say, with this Sun-Venus Cazimi, like, this is like mad foreplay energy, okay? Like, there's new relationships and new exciting relationships developing in our lives, or new financial opportunities coming into our lives, okay? But Venus is not going to catch up with the sun until we get to 14 degrees. And that's not going to happen this weekend. So this is like that, the chase, right? You're chasing somebody, and that's really like the fun, cute moment of, like, before you actually connect, and it's like, damn, or that foreplay energy before it finally actually, you make it happen. So there is that kind of luring energy of really wanting to go after something or somebody or some, interest, or just really wanting to connect with people. And Jupiter's starting to make its trine to Pluto. So it is like wanting to connect with deep, on a deeper level, that can be really expansive if you're willing to go to these deeper, more taboo places, right? So there is this kind of more intense energy and this intense opening with Jupiter trining Pluto, but that can be very revealing at the same time, where it's like, okay, like new unconscious information rising to the surface that can bring us to this new evolution of wisdom, or this new place within our knowledge and how we express our knowledge and our wisdom and how we communicate it. So, and how we connect with people and how we share information with other people, and if we're willing to connect with people who are different and unique, and share different, unique ideas, even if they are taboo or not necessarily of the status quo, which we definitely, have been seeing since we had Mercury-Uranus conjunct, being willing to communicate these things. And here over, not until we get to next week, but then Mercury's going to come into Gemini in conjunct with Jupiter and trine over to Pluto. So being able to, connect and communicate with people on a deeper level, and especially these partnerships that are developing, where it is like this kind of foreplay, chasing energy, that could be very fun and be very youthful. And this moon, is going to make a sextile with Venus and the sun at 11 degrees. So it's kind of like bringing in this very youthful energy, that's like really, like, I want something new, I want to connect with something different. I need some new, different vibes in my life, especially romantically. So this is shaking things up a bit, and wanting, that kind of raw Mars energy. Mars is in Aries, Mars dispositing the moon, while the moon's sextiling this Venus-Sun energy. So it is like, being willing to just go out and have fun, go out on the town, connect with people, go to different places you've never gone before. You don't know who you'll meet, what you'll find, so I think being willing to get outside of your comfort, and it's especially too that we've had this moon in Pisces all week on Saturn and Neptune. There's been some heavy emotions, heavy shit coming up over this past week. So this moon in Aries is going to light things up. Not lighten things up, but light things up. Especially when fire and air get together. It's like, the flame is fucking on. But where the fun and that action is really taking place is in the chase or in the foreplay, right? And once Venus and the sun connect here over the next week, then we can start to really understand like where these relationships are going, where these new partnerships that have been forming, or where we've been really trying to develop over these past few weeks since Venus has been moving towards the sun. Then once Venus gets on the other side of the sun, then it's like, okay, now we understand the development of these partnerships and these connections, or where a romantic relationship is really going, but it is this moment of that blissful kind of energy of the chase, even, if it's some sort of fantasy playing out here, and that's fine. But at the same time, we have to be realistic and practical, which when the moon and Saturn conjunct this past week, that was a big reminder of like, damn, like we got to keep it real, and this moon is going to conjunct the North Node before it conjuncts with Chiron and Mars, which can really take us to some interesting places. So some karmic shit can pop up this week, in a positive way, and synchronicities and karma that can play out this week can really help us move more towards our destiny, and fated events and fated things can kind of play out this weekend in a very unique way. This is a very unique, dynamic weekend, I will say. But once we get, towards moving into Sunday, this is when things get a little bit more intense, a little bit more fiery, and a little bit more interesting. Is when this moon conjuncts with Chiron. This is going to activate that Mars-Chiron energy we just went through with that conjunction we just had the past week. So the moon is bringing that shit up. What happened this week? Where did that martyrdom or that victim energy kind of play out? Or where did that healing start to play out and take place in a physical form? So this moon is really like bringing things up of like, on both sides of the spectrum here, because we're talking about Gemini season. It is both sides, the light and the dark. Okay. What kind of damage has been done here? Okay. Am I willing to actually step into my identity? What am I willing to actually put into action to really become the person that I envision myself being? So this moon is asking the question, or raising the questions, or illuminating certain things back to us and reflecting back to us like, oh shit, like this is who I want to be. These are the things that are holding me back, that are keeping me from moving towards that, even though we've been launched into this whole new territory. And now Mars really wants to put this into action now. And this moon can really like light us up emotionally. I'm like, fuck, like I'm ready. I have to move forward. I have to do it now, and I can't waste time. So, and this is connected also to the Sun Venus. It's like, when that desire gets sparked, this gives us a better purpose, or a more natural, raw connection to that purpose of what our real human, that raw, real, true human, that I guess the primal instinct. That's the words I was looking for. Like, it's like fulfilling that primal instinct in a way. With this Venus sun getting closer, it's like we could feel it rising up, and this moon trying to connect with Mars here, but it's got to deal with Chiron. Then it's like, fuck, like, if I really want to get what I'm chasing here, I really have to put myself first and not get so lost in the past. Because there's so many new opportunities coming in here. But to fulfill that primal instinct of like taking action, being that best version, that it's competitive, right? It could be very competitive. There could be a lot of competitive energy that gets exuded this weekend, and the emotions that can rise from that could be very intense. This could be a very good weekend to fucking get out and do some competitive things. That could be a very healing release with this Chiron Mars and this moon activating that, We need to do active things that can really help us step into that primal energy, on both levels, on a physical level, a sexual level, especially with Venus and the Sun coming together. It can be very healing. Someone commented the other day on one of the daily videos. They're like, oh, this Mars Chiron energy is like, it reminds me of that Marvin Gaye song, sexual healing. It's like, yeah. It's one of these weekends with Venus trying to catch the sun and Mars Chiron with the moon here. It's like, it is kind of like that. And Mercury's here at 29 degrees. So there are fated conversations that are going to be had this week. And I just want to back up a little bit because I really want to talk about this because so much crazy shit has played out over the weekend or over this past week. On Saturday, I just wanted to go through all the personal stuff that's going on. And this is personal too. But I think this is connected on a bigger level. Because in July 15th and 16th, we're going to have a major, very intense conjunction with Mars, Uranus. In Taurus at 26 degrees, okay? We know what the fuck is going on in the world and things are starting to really ramp up. That Mars-Uranus conjunction that's going to happen in July is really going to fucking rock the boat and shock us all. So I want everyone to really pay attention to the conversations you're having in your personal life that's connected to your relationships, that's connected to your value and your self-worth, and the security in your life, okay? How you are secure in your own life and your basic needs, okay? And also pay attention to information that's coming out in the collective and in the world, because this is connected to the Mars-Uranus conjunction that's going to be happening in July at 26 degrees. So on Saturday, Mercury's going to be at 26. So this is the conversations and the information that's going to be coming up is connected to what's going to be happening in our lives in July and in the collective. So just keep that in mind. And the last time we had Mars-Uranus conjunct at 26 degrees of Taurus was February and March 1942. Okay. I did a little bit of research on it. Not as much as I want to yet, because it's so interesting and there's so much crazy shit going on right now that it was 1942 when Mars-Uranus conjunct at 26 degrees, where Mercury's going to be at this week, and where Mars and Uranus are going to conjunct in July. It was this degree the very last time it happened, February 28th and March 1st, 1942. It was that buildup of that transit where the United States, put the Japanese people in concentration camps. And it was that same degree in that conjunction, March 1st, the exact day that it happened, is when Auschwitz opened. And they moved in over 100,000 Jews into concentration camps. So there's just a lot of fucking interesting things that played out that were very important historically. Okay? That really kind of shocked people when Mars Uranus conjunct the very last time at 26 degrees. And I'm saying that because, that's what it is. You want to look at the astrology, on a more broader level, that's how you do it. You gotta look at the last time these conjunctions in these transits occurred. What happened? What's going on now? What's happening in your personal life? What's happening in the collective? So the information that's coming out right now, that we don't really know what's true yet. We don't quite know because Neptune at 29 degrees and Saturn here, both are slowing down to go retrograde. Okay, and once these two planets go retrograde, this is when facts and truth and reality and what is real and what is true is going to confuse a lot of people. We don't really know yet. So we just have to be hermetic about shit in Gemini season and look at things from both sides. Okay, I don't look at Gemini as the twins. I look at Gemini as the dark and the light, the masculine and the feminine energy. You know, calling Gemini the sign of the twins is like a new thing. You know, it doesn't make sense to me. You know, Gemini is being able to be neutral about information and facts and being able to discern things of the emotional and the rational, looking at things from both sides. That's what Mercury's all about. Mercury is a neutral planet, okay? It's not a masculine or a feminine planet. It's neutral. So, you know, Venus is feminine. Mars is masculine. Mercury is neutral. Gemini is neutral. So, it's just about looking at the facts on both sides of things. And we don't have all the information yet. And there's a lot of confusion. You know, even in our personal lives, there's a lot of confusion going on. Looking out into the collective, we're not really sure. It's fucking weird. I'm just saying, pay attention to what's happening in our personal lives this weekend with Mercury at 26 degrees and what's happening in the collective, because it's going to be connected to this very powerful and very shocking conjunction that we're going to have in July with Mars and Uranus. Mars is on its way at 26 degrees. And Mercury is the messenger. So the message is coming through here this weekend. And it's like like foreshadowing, if I didn't say that already. So, and it's very interesting. And this is a very fun weekend, you know, with this moon lighting up this Venus Sun conjunction. It's very fun. It's very youthful. And I recorded this whole, when I do these horoscopes, I just hit record and I go and I stop and I upload it. I don't even watch it. But I already did it one time and my mic was off at the end. So, and when I did do it, the last time I pulled the Page of Wands, which was perfect because it was like, it really reminded me of this moon in Aries, making the sextile to Venus and the Sun in Gemini and all this Gemini energy. Anyway, it's just very youthful. It's the youthful energy coming through and reminding us, even through the chaos and even through all the weird, crazy shit and the shit we can't really see clearly yet, we don't really understand, that, you know, we have to be able to step outside of the nonsense and the weird shit and still have fun and still keep that fire lit. You know, the fire is lit this weekend. You know, all the air, you know, all these air Gemini planets is lighting up this moon this weekend. And Mars dispositing the moon. Like, there's a lot of action and a lot of fun to take place this weekend. You know, but also remembering what this weekend was all about once we get to July. You know, it's staying in that youthful place, staying in that place of passion and fire. You know, to me, that's what the Page of Wands always reminds me, is that youthful, passionate energy, you know, and taking that journey into the unknown of just stepping out into land, you know, even where life may not exist yet, right? Because this card, it's like just being in the desert. It's like nothing's really there yet. It's new. It's uncharted territory. You know, maybe these are the Giza pyramids. Who knows? I don't really know. It looks like sand dunes. But, you know, with Gemini energy too, it's like stepping out into new places, new territory, connecting with people that you never thought you would connect with, you know. So, anyway, I appreciate all of you being here. I hope this was helpful. This is a very interesting weekend. Keep your eyes peeled. Have fun. Stay in that youthful, primal energy this weekend and enjoy the chase. So, have a great weekend, and I will see you all on Monday. Peace.